Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Ali's team, for inviting us. I think it's really a great moment for us to showcase what, as a Hitachi, we carry for our railways. As we know, Hitachi almost around, we are 100 billion organization, and railways is the biggest business for us. We define this business in a part of our mobility business. We are from a rolling stock to end level of digital. That's an end-to-end what as an organization we do. So I'll hand it over to Kunal to give you a brief on that, what
Thanks.
offerings what we are carrying.
Thanks, Rajan. Thank you all for giving us the opportunity. And my name is Kunal, and I am the head of IoT and smart spaces and video intelligence and industry cloud in Hitachi. Hitachi, as Hitachi, as Rajan mentioned, we start from the signaling, rolling stock, the core OT, as well as the IT capabilities what we have. I would like to start presenting the. Can you go to the next slide, please? So today we will be covering about Hitachi's role in the railways, the role we play for reliability and availability, and then I'll conclude with the benefits what it caused to the railways. Next slide, please. So yeah, Hitachi is one of the most unique companies, if you see. So we have around, Fortune 500 companies. Out of those, around 100 companies we support, and we are fully into those companies and organizations. And we spent a lot of amount on the R&D. Annual spend on R&D is around $4 billion what we spend in R&D, and that goes into each of the systems. And railway also gets a major chunk of it. Next slide, please. So, if you talk about the power of One Hitachi, we are the global suppliers of the rail technology. We are the leader in the system integrations of the integrators and the turnkey projects. We are the freight rail, passenger rails, and metros. We have the system safety engineering softwares. We have the OT expertise, the digital and core IoT solutions, comprehensive reporting, and then our core is the AI and ML technologies, which we are again, part of the leaders. So we have our role in railways. We are around 6 main areas where we are present in the railways today. First is the rolling stock and signaling things. Second is the command and control center for the railways. Third is the predictive maintenance and RAMS modeling, which includes the FRECAS and all the things which are required for the predictive maintenance. We have asset management capabilities of monitoring the signaling, telecommunications, and maybe the wayside equipments. We have video intelligence capabilities. So we believe that cameras are also now part of sensors, IoT sensors only, because with the video feeds we can do a lot of things, right? The same way we do with the sensors, we can analyze them, we can predict some behavior, some patterns, generate some alerts. So a lot of things can be possible with that video intelligence. And then we have the highly reliable servers and storage also of Hitachi. Going forward, the command and control systems in what we have in Indian Railways is, so with the projects which we have done in this area, we have around 26 subsystems which we have connected and brought it to a single pane of glass, which includes the PA system, PIS system, RAT system, TEL system. All these different HVAC systems can be brought to a single pane of glass. And we have covered around 21 stations, 2 operation command and control sectors, and many more. The second solution which I want to talk about is the condition monitoring solution. So there is perpetuum sensors. What we have, they are wireless vibration sensors which can sense the vibration in the railways, and with those vibrations we can do a lot of analytics on it. For example, if axle motor or traction motor is having a problem in the bearing, the vibration of the train or the train set, the wheel set will increase. That's where we can get an alert and notify when the train goes in the shed. So it can be maintained. And similarly, a lot of it's a self-powered sensors, it's a wireless sensor, and this is already installed in many of the Indian railways as well as in Europe and UK. And lot of other sensors which are existing in the railways can also be bought into our analytics platform, and we can derive a lot of data-driven outcomes as in what we want. Then we have predictive health monitoring and RAM solution. So again, as we acquire the data from these sensors, we have our own Lumada platform, which is called Lumada APM. It's the predictive maintenance tool, which can ingest the data from different kinds of sensors and can predict the remaining useful life of an assets, can predict if any asset is about to wear and tear. It can generate the alerts such that whenever the train goes to a shed, that same part can be maintained. And this is another way how we feel and believe that if we maintain only those parts which requires maintenance, the overall maintenance cost of Indian Railways last financial year it was around 35%, and prior to COVID it was around 25%. That can be brought down into double digits, around 10 or 15%. Then we have the enterprise asset management solution. So we are implementing this asset management solution in DFCCIL in Western Dedicated Freight Corridor from Rewari to Krishangarh. And with this, our scope is to monitor the signaling assets, and at a GIS or a geo level view, we can see in a single pane of glass where these assets are located, what assets are where, and how the assets can be diagnostic. Maintenance is also part of our solution. So when there's any asset which requires some diagnostic or predictive things, so these platform can also inform us about that. We have, as I said, right, we have some video analytics capabilities also. In interest of time, I would not, else I would have shown you very nice videos what we do in the railways as well as for the smart cities. But just to give you an overview, we have all the hardwares, including LiDARs. So there's an interesting project which we are doing in UK. It's for the occupancy management of the canteens which are there in the UK. So many of the times there the passengers cannot determine that whether they have that much of time to go in a canteen, stand in a queue, get the token, get the food and eat it or not, right? So for this, with this, we are using LiDARs. So with the LiDAR sensor, the privacy of the people cannot be disclosed. It's like a camera, but the face and other things cannot be identified. So with this, we perform the analytics, and such that the passenger who is standing in front of the canteen sees that, okay, if I go right now in the canteen, what time it will take, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then he can decide whether he can go and have foods or not. So many of the interesting case studies and use cases what we have. And for railway transits, so starting from the VMS solution, from operations command and control center to the analytics, let's say if there's an aggression in the train, somebody is snatching something or beating someone, we can immediately get an alert. Gunshot detection is another feature. If somebody fires a gun in the train, we can detect. And then we have some other capabilities around if a person is sick and fall, we can detect that and raise an alert to the authorities. So these are some of the solutions what we have in video-based solutions what we have. I'll hand over now to Rajan.
Thanks, Kannan.
Thank you.
So I think one interesting aspect which we wanted to showcase is that we understand railways business. We are in railways business. And today with the trend which are all floating around towards the digital. So these all platforms are our own. So Hitachi owns the IP of these platforms, the Lumada platform, where we understand, since we understand the operational technologies, I think converting into digital, the integration layer is something which is our own product. And again, all this data, while we talk about data-driven, but data has to perform. But where it will perform? Since the way railways works on 100% accuracies, you need a hardware ecosystem, you need a delivery ecosystem, which is almost around 100%, means zero downtime environment. And that's an IP of Hitachi. And all the data, what all is coming out, it's important that you get an instant response throughputs and all. We understand that since these are our own software. So from our perspective, as Hitachi Vantara, we are basically a engineering-based organization where we have all engineering applications available. But to run those engineering applications, which we define today as a data-driven ecosystem, we have a rugged of our own infrastructure